If you guys can see a tear or two in my eyes, that's because I was just watching a compilation of Maori people doing haka, and it gets me every time. Oh my god, I'm telling you guys, this is not the best arrangement. I need like another shelf or something. I'll just be buying books left and right nowadays. I am highly intellectual because I read J.D. Salinger. Whoever invented this flavor, like this specific flavor, they need rings. And I know a lot of people were eyeing it behind me, but I was kind of like in the line and I grabbed it and I saw a lot of disappointment in their eyes when I turned around. I'm pretty sure they were cussing me out. How many books did I actually buy? All right, you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is still Oksana and we are still talking about books here and just a little bit about my life. I have been MIA for quite a while, a little bit longer than I wanted to for sure, but you know how life gets. It gets in the way sometimes of something that you want to do. For example, I have 2 jobs, and even though they both are highly seasonal and are actually slowing down right now, they still require me to like show up and basically be there for an extended period of time, and I just don't have time for my hobbies like YouTube and or reading. I also been doing something very exciting, you guys. Hopefully the video about that is gonna come out soon. Hopefully I will have time to edit that, but I have been decorating and making my reading nook happen because my house is a complete chaos. It's literally a construction zone, but again, more about that a little bit later. Also, if you're from America or you're just following the general news, you know that the past few weeks been a little bit of a roller coaster. So my decision how to cope with everything was literally to go on a shopping spree. I don't buy anything but books, and boy did I buy some books. These are all the books, and there's more that I purchased. Like, I think there's more than 20 in here. But you know what? Okay, so I have actually a problem. I don't buy books. Yes, even though there's a whole Trader Joe's sack full of books. I don't. I literally have to go through quite extensive mental gymnastics program just to decide if I want to buy a book. I know the reason why. A lot of the times I am pressured to buy and read books that are popular right now. So like all the hot and trending book talk books, or like anything that's recommended on BookTube, or all the new releases. Most of the times I know that I will not enjoy that book, so I will waste money, and it's been proven times and times again for myself. And now I've developed this fear of actually purchasing a book because I don't even know if I'm going to enjoy it anymore. So now I made a rule for myself, like, I don't know, maybe like a few weeks ago, that I'm only going to buy a physical copy of a book if I actually enjoyed reading it and I want to keep it for my collection. So I heavily use Libby and my library card for like physical books. I also buy books on library sales or pre-loved because they're a great price and most of the times they're great condition as well. So this kind of change actually gives me an opportunity to value the book that I purchase more. I don't know if it makes any sense. I'm also subscribed to this newsletter by Book Club, I believe. They send every day a list of today's Kindle deals, like Kindle edition books, and I can get them for like $1.99 or $3 at most. Great example of that would be recently I had The Life Impossible by Matt Haig on sale for like $1.99 to purchase as a Kindle edition, and I bought it. I am only 52% into that book, but I can say literally with all confidence that it's going to be one of my best reads, if not the best read of 2024. But a little bit more on that one later, okay? So like I said, you guys, there are library books here that I purchased on library sale. My local library had a sale about a few weeks ago, and I actually did not know if I want to go because it gets a little bit hectic over there, you know. A lot of like older people are visiting the library. My local library doesn't really have the greatest selection of books, but I went and the sale started at like 9 a.m. I was fashionably late. I was around 9:05 when I pulled up there, and please tell me why there wasn't a single freaking parking spot available. The girlies were literally bringing out like those big plastic containers, like storage containers where you put like Christmas decorations for the summer, of books. They were really, I can't even speak. They were literally wreaking havoc in the library. At 9:05, this girl was carrying the entire container provided by the library of just Stephen King books. Like, she wiped that section clean. I mean, pop off, baby girl, but like maybe leave some for someone else. So seeing that, I was literally walking around the library and I was like, I need this. I need this. Granted, I was reading a little bit of like blurbs and stuff, and I was even trying to pull out my Goodreads, but I didn't have time because the girly pops were grabbing books left and right. So I ended up having a little bit over 20 books, but they were like $1 each. So I don't even feel bad about it. It was like a little treat, you know, it's a little sweet treat, and I will read them, I guess. Again, I was actually trying to like be very mindful about the books I was grabbing, even though I don't know a whole lot about all these, but I kind of just, by the vibe of the book, I was like, okay, I actually would want to read this in the future. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you like buy something, you're like, ooh, I like this book, and then you never read it. That happened to me multiple times. These though, I'm actually genuinely excited for every single one of those. I also have a little stack of books right here. I don't know if you can see them, but I will eventually show them also. I bought them at like independent bookstores around in my area, just a few actually, because I got really good book recommendations from people that I would trust my life with. Oh my God, sorry, that was my cat. She wants to leave, but like she can't leave. She literally can't leave because does she not know that she's my emotional support kitten? Stop. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so I have more books here, but we're gonna get to them. All right, we're just gonna go get started. I honestly, you guys, I actually haven't even like emptied this bag because I was waiting to film this video, but I didn't have motivation or inspiration. Anyways, so I don't genuinely remember what's in this book anymore, but we're just gonna, you know, be surprised together. Let's go. This giant of a book I picked up in the psychology section, and it's called Women Who Run with the Wolves by Clarissa Pinkola. Guys, I don't know. I think I actually remember hearing about this book many, many years ago when I was still living in Ukraine and going to high school. I think one of my professors brought this book up. No idea what this is about, but oh my God. Yes? Can I help you? Okay, if you think that something is wrong with her, nothing is wrong with her. She just literally wants to go into the hallway, but like the minute I will let her out, she will cry to be let back in, and I can't be bothered. So yeah, I don't really know a lot about this book, but I don't know, it's something about like women archetypes and stuff like that. It's a mammoth of a book, definitely, and I don't even know if I'm gonna read it. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I should not say that. I will definitely read this. I will. Wait, I did not think it through. Where am I supposed to put all the books that I'm getting out of the freaking bag? Next one is Gerald's Game by Stephen King. Now, this is the only book that I was able to get by Stephen King from my library because, like I mentioned before, the girl wiped the entire section clean. I think this and the other one is the only ones that were literally 2 books. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get them, I guess. I've never read Stephen King before. I'm not really familiar with even his writing style. I know he's like the king of horror and whatnot, but I actually never gave him a go. So I don't know if this is the best book to start with. Maybe if you guys are into Stephen King, you let me know, but I will eventually get to it for sure because I like really want to get myself familiar with Stephen King. Next book is actually something that I knew about before grabbing it. It's called The Snow Child. And this is a story about a young couple living in Alaska, right? Yes, in like 1920s. And they are unfortunately childrenless. I believe the wife cannot have children, and that put a little bit of a strain on their relationship, and they're grieving the fact that they can't have kids, and they're going through a lot of like emotional turmoil. And I think they grew apart a little bit about that as well. But one day, they see this little girl on like the edge of the woods, and now mind you, it's in Alaska, so like why would a random child be on the edge of the woods? And they were like, oh my God, what are you doing here? The girl is like super weird. She's kind of like a fairy tale-esque character. So they take her in naturally, right? And then the next day, I believe the child like disappears, or she just gets a little bit weirder every day, and then like, you know, the shit gets real from there. So I'm very excited about this book actually. Good thing I am doing this video right now because I would have completely forgot about this book. But ma'am? Okay. Now, okay, see what she makes me do? Cats, man. Anyways, this is gonna be a perfect winter read. Like, it literally has snow on the cover, and that's what I'm missing right now in Florida, so. Okay, this book, this is an old one, I believe. Memoirs of Geisha. I've heard a lot about this book. I believe there's a movie based on the book as well. I'm not 100% certain. The cat is literally meowing in the hallway just like I said she would. Anyways, I don't really know a lot about this book. I'm literally reading the back of the book right now. I just knew of the book, so that's why I picked it up. I believe it's like a historical fiction, so no. You guys, first of all, please ignore the damn cat. Second of all, the font, I'm sorry. No, because why is this just a brick of text? Anywho, I guess we're getting into serious literature territory. Oh my god. Speaking of, I got my very first Haruki Murakami. And I know, please, I know, I'm like well aware, can't speak. This is a very controversial author, I guess. He's been accused of misogyny and a bunch of other nasty things, but I've never read anything from this author. And I know that, you know, being highly controversial and, you know, not maybe on the good side of literary work right now, I still know that some of his works slap. So I really want to try him out and see if Haruki for me or not. And then, you know, if not, I can just say farewell. Okay, now we're getting into the territory of the books that I haven't heard about and literally know nothing about. One of them is I'll Be You by Janelle Brown. Guys, if you ask me what this book is about, I don't know. Let's ask Janelle, shall we? I really don't. I picked it up because I liked the blurb, but I'm not gonna read it again right now. I will probably read it once I added this to my Fable account. Oh wait, let me take it back. Agatha Christie, The ABC Murders. Classics. I think I haven't even read that many Agatha Christie books. I remember when I was a child, my grandma bought me like the complete works or some kind of collection of works of Agatha Christie, and it was primarily Miss Marple, and then had just like a few. Not me attempting to lift. I don't know who is this, Marple or Poirot? Such a big Poirot. So I don't know. I just know they're classics, and I would like to have my own collection of them, maybe one day. I'm not the biggest fan of the cover or the edition, but you know, it was $1. Ooh, this is exciting. First of all, a brick. A little brick. Second of all, I don't know how to say this word. The quincunx. The quincunx. No idea, guys. English is not my first language, please don't judge. I'm assuming, I guess, it's oh my god, Quincunx by Charles Palliser. I've actually heard about this book. It's some kind of a mystery, but it involves 5 or however many families together, and it like ties all of their lives in one storyline and one plot line, and it's very twisted. There's a lot of plot twists, there's a lot of mystery, there's a lot of like this, that, and the other turns and twists and all of that, and I absolutely loved the feedback about this book. I think before picking it up, I actually like had time to Google it a little bit, so I went on TikTok and I decided to watch reviews that people had on this book. I was actually intrigued and I picked it up. This book is probably one of the largest books I have in my collection. This book has more than 930 pages. I'm gonna be reading this like the whole month probably when I get to it, but I know that this author gets compared to Charles Dickens quite a bit, and I love Dickens's work, so we'll see how this book's gonna treat me. You see how I'm avoiding saying the title of this book? Quincunx. The Quincunx. I know it's like something like a 5-sided puzzle or something, guys, or something to do with astrology. Don't ask. We got a good old Penguin Classics. Wilkie Collins, The Woman in White. I believe there's a movie with Daniel Radcliffe in it, but I've never seen it because I think it's... Sorry, Daniel. I'm so sorry. I don't make the rules, okay? But yeah, classic. I think it's like horror-esque, I believe so. Like a spirit, a ghost or something. Oh, okay, so gothic horror and psychological realism. Damn. It would have been perfect to read like last month, I guess, but if you haven't watched my previous video, I was literally in the worst reading slump ever. But again, brick of a text. That's what you get for picking up a classic, I guess. You guys, this, again, I don't know. Late in the Day by Tessa Hadley. That's all I can give you for right now. That's literally all. If you know, by the way, any of these books that I don't know about, and if you read them and you enjoyed them, please let me know, because that will motivate me to read them sooner, even more, because I'm always down for a good rec. Oh, okay. So it has something to do with a group of friends, and they first met in their 20s, and then like sometime in the future, they are all coming together, and then some of their friends died. That's all I know. They're like navigating through their feelings and the grief and loss. Now, this one, I was actually so stoked to see it. Joelle Dicker? Again, please, no judgment here. I probably should have researched it when I started this video. I'm so sorry. But I know a lot of my friends in Ukraine are actually going absolutely bang crazy for this author and his particular works. And this one was on the list. So I immediately texted my friend in Ukraine and I was like, hey, do you know about this book? And she's like, yes, literally all capitals and exclamation points. So I picked it up, $2, brand spanking new. Like, what? The condition is great. I think it's a mystery or a thriller or some kind of a whodunit. I believe so. I don't know. Enigma of Room 622. So I'm gonna give it a go. Maybe actually this winter. It's like giving, nothing of it gives winter vibes, but it's just like all in my head, okay? So maybe I'll pick it up fairly soon. Need a sip of crisp apple. This is my absolute favorite Olipop flavor. If you haven't had it, please go to the grocery stores right now and pick it up, because I think it's seasonal and they like might change it up with a winter flavor or something. But this is my absolute favorite drink. Spicy. All right. What we got over here? Ooh, I know this too. Well, actually no. But one of the girls that I follow on TikTok, she's like very aesthetic, live in New York, whatever. She recommended this book on her private story. Actually, sorry, this author. Biat. I'm so sorry. But the book is called, hold on, I think I have it. Yes! Oh my God, Possession. This is another book. And this is the children's book. So I got both of them. This one's been on my TBR actually for a long time, so I kind of heard about it, like I said, from a book rec. This one I just picked up solely because it's the same author, so like, you know, I didn't want to miss out on anything, but very excited. I believe it's like serious literature as well, because, you know, you can like sometimes tell just like from the cover. I don't know. Again, if you read it, let me know. I'll just be buying books left and right nowadays. Ooh, this is exciting. Catcher in the Rye, J.D. Salinger. Did you have to read this for school? Because I did. And I was like 13, 14. What could I possibly have gotten from this book at that age? Nothing, absolutely nothing. Especially like reading it in English. I could barely speak English. Well, that's an understatement, but like still. Again, English is not my favorite language. No, English is not my first language. I actually really like the size of this edition. It is so cute. It's like a pocket, you know, book. It's giving Rory Gilmore. It's giving like, I am highly intellectual because I read J.D. Salinger. But in reality, we all know what this book is about, right? Another brick of a book. Like the sheer size, but I believe it's the anthology. So it's called Dangerous Women, and it's edited by George R. Martin, obviously the Game of Thrones author, and Gardner Dozois, I don't know. And it has different works of fiction by different authors. I am explaining anthology to you guys. Like, is this the right word? Anthology? Yes, it is an anthology. Oh my God, okay. Sometimes like I don't know if I'll be using the words correctly, but Dangerous Women was conceived of as a cross-genre anthology, one that would mingle every kind of fiction. So we asked writers from every genre, science fiction, fantasy, mystery, historical, horror, paranormal romance, men and women alike, to tackle the theme of dangerous women. And it's actually pretty cool because you have authors like Jim Butcher, Lev Grossman, Brandon Sanderson himself, Joe Abercrombie, Carrie Vaughn. Like, I know some of these names. And I was like, damn. Definitely be giving this a read. It looks extremely interesting. All the stories are cool. There's like from short one-page turners to like, you know, kind of substantial sized. I was very excited to see that, and I know a lot of people were eyeing it behind me, but I was kind of like in the line and I grabbed it and I saw a lot of disappointment in their eyes when I turned around. I'm pretty sure they were cussing me out. Oh, okay, another Stephen King, Finders Keepers, a novel. I absolutely hate this edition. I think, what is this, like mass market paperback or something? I am so sorry, this is not for me. I am not the girl who would enjoy this cover. I really don't like it. And then it's kind of hard to read, I guess, also. It's such a, I don't know, such a weird size. I'm so sorry, I'm being a hater, I'm so sorry. Finders Keepers, know nothing about it, not gonna read the blurb, but again, if you are a fan of Stephen King or if you know anything about this book, just let me know. I want to actually know where to start with Stephen King, so please, if you know, let me know. Now this one, it's called Disgrace. I am not even gonna try to attempt to say the author's name, so sorry. Fun story. I bought this book, didn't know anything about it, forgot that I got it. Like you saw, it was at the bottom of the bag and I have not backed it ever since I came from the library. But then I started watching a video, just a random video about book recs, and the title was like the most disturbing books or the weirdest books, something like that. And then the person in the video goes, oh my God, Disgrace by this author right here again, you guys. And she starts describing the book and I'm like, wait, I think I got this book. Yes, I did get this book, here it is. This is a story about a 52-year-old, a guy in his 50s who got fired from his university job. He was a professor because he had an affair with his young student, and now he had to move in back with his daughter. And this is like, I mean, already we're feeling a little bit of a taboo-ish themes in this book, like the whole huge age gap, relationship and all that and the other. But I think it's just, it gets even weirder from there. So I kind of wanted to go because I have zero concerns for my emotional well-being. But so I will be reading it. You best believe you will be reading. You will be reading. Maybe you will be reading that too. You know, let's put it together. I don't know. But that's a wrap for the library report. Oh no, I lied. I have one more from the library. Hold on. It's gonna be The Candle on the Flame. It's a YA fantasy. Don't even know why I picked it up. The author is Nafiza Azad. If I am not mistaken, I was looking her up at the library and she is Fiji Canadian author. I am so sorry if I'm wrong, but I'm gonna put it on the screen where she's from. Honestly, now looking at it, I'm not really in the mood for anything YA, but maybe it's the greatest book ever. I don't know. We'll give it a go anyways. Alright, so that was actually a wrap on all the library portion of the video. These are all, I don't know if you can see them, but these are all the books that I got, and you know, the piles are absolutely crazy. I'm all excited about them. I have like a little bit of mix of everything. Like there's a little bit of like horror by Stephen King, and then a little bit of like literary fiction, some even psychology books. Haruki Murakami, there's a score I think, because I never had anything Haruki Murakami in my library. Like I don't even have any Haruki Murakami to like just borrow and read, which is crazy. Okay, now let's talk about the books that I got from my local independent bookstores. Number one, it's been in my TBR for a very long time, If We Were Villains, ML Rio. I read Donna Tartt's Secret History last year and I absolutely loved this book, and everybody's comparing Secret History to this, and I was like, no, nothing can live up to Secret History. I need to ditch that mentality and just give this book a go because I'm quite intrigued. And then when I knew that it was on Kindle Unlimited, and I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna buy it. I'm literally not gonna buy it. Again, my whole book buying problem comes into play. But then I saw this edition and I was like, you know what, screw that. How cool is this? And I think it's like a newest edition. There's like specks of blood in there. Anyways, I'm in love with this book. I'm gonna give it a go for sure. I'm gonna read it like before the end of this year. Just to prove that I have zero regard about my mental health, I got this. I don't think any introduction is needed for this book, but I finally decided that it's time for me to read A Little Life and be mentally, emotionally destroyed. Every time I see a video, and I'm gonna make my own for sure, but every time I see a video on like TikTok or here of like people saying me before reading Little Life, and then they're like, they can't even say me after reading A Little Life, they're literally just sobbing in the camera. Can't wait. These two books I found in yet another book recommendation video of one YouTuber that I literally trust with my life, Olive from Olive's Book Nook. And if she says that she gave these books 5 stars and they're one of her absolute favorites, I do believe her, okay? I literally do believe her. Number 1 is The Other Valley by Scott Alexander Howard. Please tell me why this book was sold out everywhere I asked. Barnes & Noble didn't have it. Books A Million didn't have it. I went to my independent bookstore near me, they didn't have it, and then they were like, they spend, I don't know, maybe like 40 minutes looking for this book because the computer said that they might still have one somewhere left. They didn't find it, but please tell me why this is such a rare book. But this is a story about these towns. This is me just going off of the video that I watched. But basically, there's like a town to the east of it. The same town is 20 years ahead in time. To the west, 20 years behind. And then you can travel between these towns, but you have to receive permission from some kind of special council. And then the book like basically discusses the ability to like for people to travel in time and the purpose of their travel and who to give the permission to go back in time or forward in the future, and who to deny the ability to traverse the timeline. I don't know, it sounded so interesting when she described it, and I was like, you know what, I need it, I immediately need it. Same with this next book, The Book of Doors. First of all, this cover might be the most gorgeous cover I've ever seen in my life. Definitely the prettiest book I have on my bookshelf. Psych, I don't even have bookshelves right now. I bought them, but they need to be built. And it also has feathered edges. I believe this is the actual proper name for this. If not, I do apologize. This book is, I believe, a fantasy book, and it has something to do about this, you know, obviously the Book of Doors, and it's not just a regular book. It's the book that can open any door. You can go wherever you want. But I think the whole thing about this book is that there are multiple books like that. So a book of life or a book of death, and then, you know, they have their own powers to give life and you know, to take life away, I believe. I don't know, I'm literally making stuff up, but this is what I remember from the description of the book. I just know that our main character gets this Book of Doors. She, I believe it's a girl. Yes. She receives this book, and then she like realizes that it's not you know, a regular book, and then bad people start chasing her and trying to get this book away from her, and like there's a whole group of people that are trying to like collect all these books for their own benefit and harm to society. Sounds brilliant. Can't wait to read this. Yeah, really like this. Now, moving right along, you guys, I hope you're still with me. We have just 3 more books to go. These are very special books from November's Book of the Month subscription box. Just gonna rapid fire through them. I know nothing about these books, literally nothing. Dirty Diana, something about problematic marriage, self-discovery, and a whole ton of feminism. Blake Crouch, Dark Matter. I only picked this book up because somebody recommended it to me after I finished We Used to Live Here, and I wanted something twisty and turny just like that to like literally keep me insane, and this was recommended, and I was like, oh my god, it's on Book of the Month for $11 for a hardcover. I got it. And then my actual pick for that month was The Teller of Small Fortunes. It's giving winter, it's giving a little cozy vibe, it's giving found family, it's giving everything I need for this season. So we're gonna be cozying up with the book. Hopefully I'll like it. I've never read any cozy fantasy before. Not me attempting to lift all these books up. That would have been such a big mistake. Thank you guys for staying until the very end of this video. If you did, please leave a little book stack emoji down in the comments so I know that you guys are the OGs and you are here until the very end with me. Thank you all so much again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!